Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a video, Unexplained Phenomena, Giant Skeletons. Giant skeletons have been reportedly found all over the world, and this is not a new phenomenon. This has been happening for years, almost over a century at least. And they've been reported. Giants have been reported a lot longer than that. It's in literature. It's in the Bible, and I'm going to go through some verses here. And these things are huge, and they're reported all over the world. You see a lot of videos on YouTube about it, but a lot of those are faked. I'm not saying they're not. But if one of these is to be believed, there's got to be more out there. If one of these is real, there's got to be more out there. All right. In 1890, the giant of Castelmau was found in France. It was 11 foot 6 inches tall. In 1890s Egypt, they found two skeletons. The male was 3 meters tall. The female was 2 meters tall. For those of you who are unfamiliar, that's roughly 6 and 9 feet, respectively. In 1930s Arkansas, they found a cache of skulls, a lot of them, a whole bunch of them, in some sort of an underground setting. And by the size of the skulls and the weight of them and the dimensions and everything, they estimated that the people that these skulls belonged to were 10 feet tall. There's a large footprint near the border of Swaziland. It is set in stone, and the stone is estimated between 2 and 3 billion years old. This footprint is set kind of at an angle up like this, and there's a guy standing next to it, and I swear that footprint is as big as he is. You got to see it. It's ridiculous. And it's a footprint. It's a human footprint. It's not a shoe. It's you see the toes and everything. In 1988 in Egypt, they found a mummified finger, just a finger, that was 15 inches long. That's about 3 inches. This was 5 times longer than that. Okay? And they've done medical testing on it. This thing has bones. They've x-rayed it. It's a finger. It's a real finger. So, a lot of these skeletons they're finding, according to these reports, have double rows of teeth in their mouths. A lot of them are found in Native American mounds. They're found in literally every state in the United States. They're between 7 and 20 feet tall, maybe more. There are reports out there that start over with that. There are reports that the Smithsonian Institute, that's a mouthful, the Smithsonian Institute, reportedly has many of these large skeletons in storage, but they're not talking about them. They're not putting them on display. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what's being reported. In the Bible, there are 32 verses about giants that I'm aware of. I'm going to read just a few of them. I'm going to go through all of them. I'm going to read a few of them. Genesis 6:4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Okay. 1 Samuel 17:4. Then a champion came out from the armies of the Philistines named Goliath from Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. 2 Samuel 21:16. Then Ishbi-Benob, who was among the descendants of the giant, the weight of whose spear was 300 shekels of bronze in weight, was girded with a new sword, and he intended to kill David. 2 Samuel 21:20. There was war at Gath again, where there was a man of great stature, who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number, and he also had been born to the giant. This is all through the Bible, and they're it makes specific references to anomalous physical attributes, size, the number of fingers, that kind of thing. And this is stuff that people really shouldn't ignore because, the Bible is, quote, mythology. But if you're a Christian like I am, that means everything in the Bible is real. The Bible mentions a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff that we're finding more and more fits into the paradigm of what is and is not, or what is believable, as opposed to what is not. Excuse me. So, another thing we have to consider, we have all these, and I've done some videos on them, this monolithic constructs around the world, Baalbek, Lebanon, that kind of thing. Well, if there were giants, real giants back then, it would explain why they made these big constructs, moving heavy stones, that kind of thing. You get 100 of these giants together, they could move some serious stone, which begs the question: why would men use these huge stones, but these giants would? You see what I'm saying? The question still remains: why would men use stones that size to build when they could make bricks? But if these giants were real and they're moving these heavy stones around, that makes a lot more sense to me. Again, I'm not saying any of this is real, but this is what's being reported. And if it's true, it changes the entire paradigm of our history. And we need to know about it. If it is true that the Smithsonian Institute has some of these giant skeletons down in storage in their basement or whatever, wherever they've got it, then they're literally hiding our past. And what good is a museum that hides the past? That defeats the purpose of the museum, does it not? I'm just saying. Do some of your own research and check some of this out. It's very interesting stuff. And we're all under quarantine, so this is your perfect opportunity. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.